We are back with another episode of Would You Watch It Again? The show review of your movies, anime, and TV shows. At the end, answer the only question that really matters: would you watch this over again? I'm your host D, and today me and the homies Abdul and Roy are reviewing season 1 of House of the Dragon. Let's talk about it. All right, y'all. The boys are here to talk about Game of Thrones prequel, House of the Dragon. Dooley, what did you think about the story?
I think the story was really sharp this go around. It was real concise. They really hit the ground running. I think they got to it as soon as the first episode started with some childbirth and a lot of graphic violence from the first episode to the very end. I think they really had a lot of like ground to cover as far as trying to make up for what Game of Thrones gave us. So House of Dragon really surprised all of our expectations. I feel like where everyone was really happy with it. So yeah, definitely fucked with it.
Roy?
Yeah, I mean, they essentially brought like the older Game of Thrones feeling where it wasn't necessarily always just about fighting and all that sort of things, but more so like the interpersonal conflicts and dealing with the politics behind that. Like Dooley said, the first episode, right? It's childbirth, but it's also the first episode. It's like when Viserys has to start this path of all of these tough ass decisions that eventually lead into more and more and more conflict.
I would say I knew nothing going into this fucking story. I just knew it was going to be a Targaryen civil war, and as I'm watching, I'm kind of thinking like it reminds me of Marvel, because we're like, all right, what's going to set off the fucking civil war? And then Marvel were like, yo, what's going to set off the multiverse thing? And each thing keeps happening and we don't know what's going to happen. Like, is it the birth of Aegon? Is it his mom dying? Is it her becoming the heir? Is it going to be Daemon versus her? No, all that's no. It's all like the final episode is what starts it off, and I like that about that. I was very Game of Thronesy, so I appreciate the hell out of that. Kept you guessing the entire way through.
So a prequel of a prequel.
Yeah. a lot of great characters. I think the first episode people were kind of confused on how they felt about Daemon, and the first thing he tells Viserys is like, everyone around you is weak and they know it, and as soon as he kicks off Daemon or sends him out, like boom, you see the High Tower and everybody else like kind of ganging in and preying on his weakness, which, like Roy said, like targeting those interpersonal conflicts. Like I think it was really good, especially because it focused on one family. And I hate to keep comparing it to Game of Thrones, but we're probably going to keep doing that anyways. But as far as focusing on one family, that's definitely the edge it had, because this is going to set the fence off leading into Game of Thrones anyways. But now you're not taking in Game of Thrones and seeing 5 different kingdoms kind of warring and 5 different families and multiple names of each family. You're kind of following like a singular thing with a few extra names. So it was just good to see that.
Was all right. So we all like the story and like stuff like that. But let's get into the characters. That's like the real meat and potatoes here, son. All my niggas hate the queen. Fuck the High Towers, bro.
Hey, relax. Which are you talking about? My girl Allison?
Oh my!
I hope you're not talking about my baby,
Miss Feet Finder herself.
Yes, no, honestly, I just have to say, like, everyone on I'm Team Greens. I'm gonna just say that right now. I'm Team Greens. Like, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not on the blacks side. I know that sounds crazy, but Team Greens.
I don't particularly have a problem with any character. Like I like all of them, but then I don't. Also, the one thing I really couldn't get a hold of is like kind of trying to have like an interpersonal liking to people. Like, of course, I like Daemon because I've known Daemon from episode 1. Like Rhaenyra and like the kids, each episode they were fucking changing. Like it's really hard to even like these kids. I don't know these kids. I know nothing. Like I don't know like their personalities, so I can't say nothing about the kids at all. I do like Rhaenyra though. Like Kid Rhaenyra, Kid Rhaenyra. I feel was more of a tomboyish, and I felt like adult Rhaenyra kind of like lost that little like spunk or spark she had when she was younger. Fuck Alicent's weird ass,
Whoa, son.
No, it's like because the one son, why is she mad at her? Why is Alicent even mad?
Well,
at
like
her?
to be honest, go ahead, Roy. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say one quick thing. She's just jealous. Like she's just jealous. Somebody showed a picture of all of Rhaenyra's niggas in there compared to Alicent's. Come on.
To be in a
Nah.
city
Come
girl,
on,
son?
bro.
You
Nah,
fucked
nah,
my dad.
It's yeah, but she was kind of tricked into that, you know, like she's kind of coerced into like comforting that. I don't think she even had really the intention to. I think what's everyone around her was evil. Like Otto Hightower has malicious intent. Her sons are pieces of shit. Like she has a rapist son, pretty much, and then like Aemon speaks for himself too. Like he's kind of like the main villain, you could say, I guess. But her herself, she's kind of looped into it. And to be honest with you, like Rhaenyra's positioned as the main character, but she's a liar. Like she be lying all this time throughout. Like
Everybody lies.
yeah, everybody, but not Allison. Allison ain't lie. Like be honest, Allison ain't lie about anything. Like look, she was coerced into like I guess appeasing Viserys or whatever, right? And then later on, she finds out that like Rhaenyra's maidenhood might have been touched.
Why do you care,
and-
son? Like,
because that's her best friend, and it wasn't really that happened. She was like, you know, you're supposed to be married off to like royal blood. Don't do that. So after that happens, and then you lie about it, and then you also find out that your dad was sent off by your calling, and you're a liar. It's like, oh, smoke is up right now, you know. So I
Bruh.
think she's actually an innocent character. Even like my boy Sir Lars, the greatest character in the show. I think even he, like, she didn't expect him. Like she just wanted more information. She wanted people by her side. Like even Kristen Cole, all these people are doing wrong things around her. She's just kind of positioned on the antagonist side, but she's a good character.
I can't. She's
I can't
not
defend
innocent though.
defend
Nobody's
that.
innocent. Like the first thing that I read about when it came to the story was like, this is a story with just great characters. Nobody's like truly morally right. No one's truly morally wrong. Like it's
Yeah.
just people just making actions based off of their belief system, whatever, you know, sort of situation they ended up in. And that was partially what I was going to when I talked about the jealousy thing. Allison is put in this structure where she can't decide on anything she wants to do. Meanwhile, you got Rhaenyra over here, who's literally just doing whatever the fuck she wanted to do. Like,
Yeah.
until
Yeah, but
she at least-
she's like Rhaenyra's told she has to be the queen, and she's obviously burdened with that decision because she's like, I have to hold the realm together, and everyone's already critical about like her grandmother or aunt Rhaenys? I think it's her aunt.
Rhaenys.
other
Rhaenys.
white lady with white hair.
Rhaenys, I think that's her name. Yo,
Jesus
don't even
Christ.
try to guess the dragon name. That's gonna be even harder. But Rhaenys, like she said it from the jump, from the second episode. She's like, you know, she was robbed of being the queen, and she's telling her like, yeah, the realm's not gonna abide to a queen. So Rhaenyra kind of has that burden, but at the same time, she's gonna do what she wants. She wanted Kristen Cole to be her whore. She wanted all these things to happen. Allison is kind of letting everyone else make this decision around her and trying to make sure, like, even when they said you guys were conspiring to make Aegon the king, she's saying straight up like, I didn't know this. Like, I'm kind of following everything, and then they kind of made it. I will say they did make it a little convenient for Viserys to be like, Aegon's dream, Aegon needs to be convenient. Yeah, that was a convenient way for her to kind of sign off on saying Aegon be the king. I agree with that. But
One last thing on this when we can move on, because I didn't even say who I like. But anyways, yeah, the Aegon thing did happen. But in that situation, right? Well, who told her? No, fucking Otto looked at her dead in the eye and said, "Yo, are you really saying this right now? You really gonna say that Viserys said on his deathbed, mind you, in the past 20 years, you fuck all the last 20 years, that Aegon is now the right, you know, to be the rightful heir?" Like Otto's telling her this because he's like, "Yo, if you do this, we're going to have to murder these people. Like, people are
was so
going
crazy.
to die. Like, and I'm your dad, and I'm with this shit, but just so you know, like, mad people are about to die because of this one decision. Because guess what? If Rhaenyra became queen, based off of how the relationships were already going, I'm pretty sure she wasn't gonna go off all of her kids. Daemon, maybe Daemon, but not Rhaenyra. She was not going with that. And let's move on. Don't even.
oh, dang, we're gonna
I'll make my last word off. I'm just gonna say, being ignorant and blind does not make you innocent. All right, so fuck her.
it removes some accountability. I'll say that it removes a little bit because I think, and you know, let's be honest, nice feats. So
All right.
pass right there.
So what did you guys think of the cinematography for this one? Like, I know there was some instances where like they forgot to remove old boy's finger. He had like green tape around it. I think there was another instance where he had like a cup or something again. And
I didn't.
you hear about that? Okay, well those things happen, and everybody was comparing it again to like, yo, they're doing it again. Game of Thrones is failing. Blah blah blah. I think people wanted this show to fail so bad,
Mhm.
but it just wouldn't. I love it.
Yeah, hey, watch. I think there was maybe at most one dry episode, but almost every episode had like a what the fuck moment kind of thing. But as far as like cinematography, I just thought in general the way everything was shot, I thought how they had so much focus on the dragons. Like the CGI is really stellar this season. There was a couple like flight scenes from from fucking Game of Thrones when she's on her dragon and it just looks so obvious it's a green screen. I think I was telling you all that before, but they really stepped it up this time. And then even I think one of the best episodes was when Damon was fighting like those crab feeders and everything, and they kind of went in with like a full-on battle scene where it's like, oh shit, you don't even know if he's gonna die if you didn't read the books or anything, which I didn't. So or this particular book at least. So I thought they did I don't know, I actually had no complaint around that personally.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, everything looked great. Only complaint, I know it's 2022, we're making progress, but some of these wigs.
Oh, nigga, yes.
Yeah, some of these wigs.
No, the only black character with a good wig is the sea snake. He's the only one with a good wig. Everyone else, the girls, they have fucking yarn in their hair. Please fix that.
But what about Damon's first wife? The second wife. The sea snake's daughter.
Oh, the older. Yeah, fix her wig, son. Especially like the younger black dude, like I can't remember like what age gap it was. With fucking changed his hair like 3 times, but his wig looked terrible. Legit looks like yarn. Like y'all have way too much money for these black people to look like this, and for them to not complain is crazy.
Like, yeah, y'all ain't worried about this. Y'all niggas talking about cups and fingers and shit.
Fix these wigs.
We fix the wigs. That's my big thing. Oh, and yeah, can we like work on this whole when a dark skinned person has a kid with a white person, they have a nice little mocha baby, light skin caramel baby, but then you got a caramel kid that mixes with like another white kid and still caramel. Like, no, let's be. And this is not just a Game of Thrones thing, what I'm saying? This is every fucking media thing. So apparently there aren't a lot of black actors.
Yeah, it's funny how Rhaenyra and her husband, like her husband is black, but they're like, yo, his hair isn't white. Like that's what gave it away.
They weren't. I will give them that. I believe they were not black in the books. I believe they weren't.
I don't know what race was defined in the books, but yeah, you could be right. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know if they explicitly say if someone was white or whatever, but yeah, that's here nor there.
No, it's funny as shit though in the show. It looks funny as fuck.
Final thoughts? What do you guys think of season 1 altogether?
I don't know, man. I think we're gonna see a lot more focus on the dragons at least, but I really love, once again, like I love the idea that dragons are so present in this one, where it was like such a unique thing in Game of Thrones originally. I love the idea of all these great characters like Daemon. You don't know if you like or hate him, but he's really good. Criston Cole, he starts off as this noble character, and then by the end of the season, everyone's praying on him to die. And like, it's kind of like you can't really choose a good side. Like, I'm definitely team feet, man. I'm team Hightower. I'm out of here. So, and I think the way it ended too, the way you see the big ass Vhagar just give this chop to Caraxes, I think that was kind of a shocking way to deliver like the final episode and really set the chain off of events.
I knew he was gonna die. I didn't think he was gonna die like that. Like, it was such a just jaw dropping. And it showed you like the difference. Like, the motherfucker saying Balerion was bigger than Vhagar, bro.
Yeah,
bro, that's insane. But yeah, me personally, yeah, to DeAndre's point, everybody wanted to hate this shit. I think we all kind of had a feeling like, oh wait, this might actually be good though. Before it even started, we're like, oh wait, hold up. Then the first episode happened, we're like, oh no, this is gonna be good. And that's good, man. Should enjoy having another Game of Thrones series to enjoy and to keep going, and gives niggas hope for a Sea Snake show and the Snow show. Like, all right, maybe they won't continue to fuck it up. I mean, there's only 2 bad seasons, right? There's only 2 bad seasons.
Yeah, but it's the ending seasons. But those matters.
I'm definitely locked in. When this show got announced, I didn't really. I was interested, but now like I was locked in every Sunday. My eyes didn't leave the TV screens like when that shit was on. Like the show ended, and I watched like the ending. Like when they talk about the episode, I was pretty locked in, and I'm really upset I have to wait 2 years to watch season 2. I'm really fucking upset. Game of Thrones is back, baby. Those be back.
Game of Thrones is back. I do wonder if they made this show without the intent of even getting lucky with the season 2, because they said it got renewed after episode 1.
Yeah.
So or episode 2 or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, I'm glad HBO is putting faith back in these writers and in the series of like A Song in Ice and Fire.
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to say is I hope they do listen to us fans again and give us what we really want, which is the Mad King backstory. So
Yes, please give us that.
Mhm.
If you have anything at all, please give us the Mad King.
yeah.
Like the Sea Snake story is gonna be cool, but like we want Robert's Rebellion. Like that's
Yeah.
what we want.
So everyone wants to see.
But all right, y'all. All right. So now the most important question: Dooley, would you watch season 1 over again?
Would I watch Miss Alice's feet again? Absolutely. I am coming back to this show 1,000 times over, and I can't wait to pregame for season 2 by like revisiting battle scenes and everything. I think there's going to be little nuance of certain episodes you can pick up, like when people thought Kristen was Mr. Noble, but he actually hits Damon in the back during their fight. There's going to be little subtle things you're going to go back and pick up on. So I'm absolutely watching the show again.
Yeah. Roy.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, shit, this shit was so good it makes people consider watching Game of Thrones over again. I mean, like, it's kind of crazy when you think about it that way. Like, we all left pretty fucking mad, I would say, at the end of that shit. But I mean, yeah, shout out to everybody that was a part of this first season. Definitely looking forward to watching it again and seeing the second season in 2024.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely watching it again. I'm definitely watching it again right before season 2 comes out. I'm definitely for watching Game of Thrones over again because of this now. But yeah, they have my full attention. All right, y'all. Those are our thoughts on it. And now let's hear some of yours on the comments. Like, did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you Hightower or are you Targaryen? Are those babies really, that black dudes? It's a chance they might be.
Do a DNA test.
Strong genes.
Let us know that in the
Strong genes.
comments, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.